Well, the Tokyo Olympics are halfway through as Team USA has fared relatively well so far in Japan, but they do not find themselves at the top at the moment. China currently sits at the top of the leaderboard with a ridiculous amount of gold medals. They currently have 22, by far the most of the group. The USA follows with 19, Japan with 17. The USA, as you can see right there, they have jumped to the second slot after starting the day in third behind Japan. USA actually has the most medals as well with 52, 5 more than China. But as I mentioned earlier, China's 3 more gold medals take the cake. As for Japan, they sit in third place with 17 gold medals, more than half of their 30 total medals. Australia has jumped to that fourth slot as they have 12 gold and 14 bronze. And then you see the ROC has followed that out, rounding out the top 5 with 11 gold, 15 silver, and 11 bronze. It does appear the USA could be on track to knock off China, though they are going to need some help in the gold. Well, if you're a baseball fan, you probably pay pretty close attention to the happenings surrounding the trade deadline, and you have Jeff Passan, you have Ken Rosenthal, and of course you have Dusty Baker Twitter alerts, right? Saved, and they always say expect the unexpected. Well, this trade deadline might go down as the most insane we've ever seen in the sports history. Why, you ask? Anthony Rizzo, Javier Baez, Jose Barrios, Kyle Schwarber, Joey Gallo, the list goes on and on, all on the move, and I guess you could say some of the biggest names in the game are headed out west. The LA Dodgers making the major splashes of the deadline as they acquire the local boy. It is Cabrillo High School star Danny Duffy, the lefty from the Kansas City Royals. He is a much-needed asset for the team following the Dustin May injury and Trevor Bauer scandal. But wait, there is more, because they acquired Max Scherzer and Trey Turner from the Washington Nationals for Keibert Ruiz and Josiah Gray, as well as 2 additional prospects. An absolute dagger to the rest of the league. But the first place Giants, they didn't sit on their hands. They said not so fast, because Farhan Zaidi, with under 10 minutes before the deadline, reeled in a massive fish. That is Chris Bryant, the former MVP of the Chicago Cubs, headed to San Francisco for 2 prospects. This was a huge competitive move for San Fran with the loss of Evan Longoria. They'll throw Bryant in the heart of that lineup. And the Oakland A's made some very interesting moves as well. Following the acquisition of Andrew Chafin, the A's brought in Starling Marte from the Marlins for Jesus Luzardo. Marte, the stud outfielder, brings immediate pop and speed to the lineup. They also reeled in Josh Harrison and Yan Gomes from the Nationals. So watch out, Houston, because the A's are in the game. As for the Angels, traded off Andrew Heaney, maybe not the biggest move of the deadline. They stayed rather quiet. But Nina, it's pretty safe to say West Coast baseball, it is on fire right now.
Oh, it sure is, Dusty. Thank you. Still ahead, a new luxury tequila is hitting shelves.
The best time of the year is finally here. We've made it past the dog days of summer, and with school starting once again, that means football season's almost here, college and pro. And tonight, the San Francisco 49ers opening their preseason with the defending AFC champion Kansas City Chiefs, a rematch of sorts from Super Bowl 54. Let's go to the action first quarter. Jimmy Garoppolo in for his only series here. Hands it off to Trey Sermon up the middle, picks up the first down. No points, though, would come across the board. On the other hand, Patrick Mahomes making his first series and drive as well. This will be an incomplete pass. Nice pressure on the defensive side for the 49ers to Mecole Hardman, and so no points across the board there. The second team now, Chad Henne fires over to Byron Pringle. That's for a 5-yard TD. Opens up the chips and gets a 7-0 lead for the Chiefs. But Trey Lance, the North Dakota State presence, and watch this. He is a gift, to say the least, for the 49ers, a first-round pick, and he fires it to Trent Sherfield. 80 big ones to the house. Now, Robbie Gould missed the extra point. We'll get back to him in a second. It's 7-6 Chiefs. This time, Chad Henne is picked off by Lenore on the defensive side of the ball for the 49ers, and so that'll give Gould a second opportunity to make up for his missed extra point. He nails a 36-yard field goal. 49ers with a 2-point lead. They would fall in this one 19-16. Let's be honest, though, folks. It's the preseason. You're not trying to get victories, just reps at this time. And with the preseason football, of course, that signals one very important thing. get those draft sheets out because it's fantasy football season. Draft season is here. I just had mine earlier today. Needless to say, my journey to repeat as a champion started today. But here's a little insight for you with who to look out for from our local teams, starting first with the San Francisco 49ers. The Niners will hope to have a full season out of George Kittle this year. He projects to be a top tight end. Once again, still on the board just behind Travis Kelce. Brandon Ayuk should also have a lot of promise this year after having a breakout season at receiver last year. Deebo Samuel will have a productive year in my book right now as long as he can stay healthy. And Raheem Mostert should take the majority of the carries in the backfield there. All strong options. As for the Las Vegas Raiders, they have heavy talent. Darren Waller will be taken early at the tight end right there with Kittle. Josh Jacobs is coming over with a 1,000-yard season with 12 touchdown rushes. And Henry Ruggs looks to prove his receiver value. He was picked in the first round a year ago out of Alabama. For the Rams fans, this is a loaded team fantasy-wise from defense all the way to their starting quarterback, a brand new one. Finally, Matthew Stafford is on a good team, and his receivers will benefit from that as well. Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods both were within 100 yards last year of 1,000 yards. And then the man to look out for is Darrell Henderson, who will start in place of the injured running back Cam Akers. And finally, for the Chargers fans, it all starts right at that quarterback position with the rookie of the year, Justin Herbert, who was a breakout star last year. In the backfield with him, too, a late first-round value. It's Austin Eckler, who can catch. He can also obviously rush out of the backfield. And don't forget about the star receiver Keenan Allen, coming off a 100-reception season. To Major League Baseball, it's the year of the pitcher. And for Tyler Gilbert, he did something very few have been able to accomplish this evening that the San Diego Padres had to go up against. He played in a total of 4 MLB games, and tonight making his first start in his career. And boy, was it a special one for the 27-year-old. Gilbert would go 9 innings against the Padres, and in his first start ever, he would not allow a single hit, a no-hitter in Arizona, the third in Diamondbacks history. This was the 8th no-hitter of the season. That breaks an all-time MLB record, but what an amazing accomplishment for him. On 102 pitches, struck out 5. He is the 4th pitcher ever to throw no-no in his first career start. Get this name, since Bobo Holloman of the Cardinals in 1953. Megan, I think we need to bring that name back, by the way. That's a great name right there.
Bobo, that's a good nickname.
I think I might have to hold on to that for a future kid after Clayton Kershaw.
Going back to your fantasy draft, are you going to share your picks?
You know, I had Dalvin Cook, and so for me, my fantasy team, I think it's got to be Dusty and Dalvin Cook. Now, I know my last name's Baker, but I cook more than I bake, so that's where it's going to go.
All right, I love that. Thanks, Dusty.